Welcome back, students. Now we are going to be discussing our second session, week 7, establishing the security policy. In previous, we are discussing about the security risk assessment process and generally that's 8 step how the company are make sure that and adopt the process of their risk assessment and try to be minimize their threat. But right now we are discuss about the establishing security policies again. The security policy that is the define an organization security requirement that is most important for the organization to control their data as well as their normally conditions that need to meet the requirement of a company. Good security policy, that's management, especially the behalf of the good security policy, are responsible that the behavior expected of member of organization and providing a secure outlines to what they need to be done and but not how to do it in detail, how to accomplish the goals of a policy that typically provided to a separate document and a procedures guideline. Here some sense mean to the system admin audit network security institute website that offering a number of security related policies template that can help an organization to quick develop effective security policies for their system uh, to protecting their system. Okay, now we will discuss some their finding of the science that's basically providing on their website for the some security related policies template and how that will be a beneficiary for the organization. That some rules, some documents worth that are basically given on their website. Now let's start what the important step is there. Look here, the some establishing security policies, some templates that are other security policies can be found that are their official websites. You can view them. And first of all, the thing that we need to be discussed the following some list of templates that are available for the Science Institute website. First is the ethic policy. Mean to say, this template defines the mean to establishing the culture of openness, trust, and integrity in a business practices. This template defines meaning to establishing a culture of openness. Mean to say the how you can creating a bond with your client, your customer, your workers, your employees, culture of openness, how they can trust on you and you on them, and create an integrity in our business practices. Okay. The information sensitivity policy, that's the ethics policy that all are responsible of their work. Okay. And all are doing their work and trust on each other. And if we talk about the information sensitivity policy, that is the simple policy that define the requirement of classifying and securing the organization information in manner to appropriate its level of sensitivity. Which kind of threat, which kind of mean to say information are more sensitive than this policy basically define. We need to be identified, we need to be classified more securing information of organization and the level of their sensitivity. Okay, it's this policy show the information security policy. Okay, second, risk assessment policy. Risk assessment policy that template define the requirement and provides the authority for the information security team to identify, assess, and remediate risks to the organization information infrastructure associated with the conducting business. That is a risk assessment policy. Again, we are discussing about the risk assessment. That template just providing the requirement and provide the authority for the information security team to identify, assess, and remediate the risk, investigate the risks to organization information infrastructure that associate with conducting a business. And the further is the personal communication device, mean to say your laptop, your mobile, simple policy that describe the security requirement for personal communication device and voice in. Okay, that's all some security are required for even that is your personal uh, devices, but you are using the in the premises of a organization. Okay, that you need to be secure yourself with your devices. And the further I'm going to be discuss the step. Yes, the second most that is a some step that's ethic policies, information sensitivity, risk assessment policy, and personal communication. Right now, uh, we are discussing about the that's all previous thing is basically that's sometime email attachment that is a critical security issue that should be addressed in every almost every organization. So the many organization penetrate their or make a policy that reduce the blog any email that have a attachment. Okay, that is some policy that making to company that chosen the block any incoming email that have a file attachment with greatly reduce the vulnerability. Okay, that is a different thing policies that company going to be adopt. If we talk about the virtual private network, in our previous, I am discussing again the previous thing like this policy. I'm talking about the emails and second is the VPN, mean to say virtual private network. That whereby using the internet rely communication, and you should make sure that the sender and receiver protocols, okay, when the information is encrypted and decrypted and a receiver and encrypted on a sending end, that all are observed and make sure the addresses from the network protocol that create a again a chance to a company that will be uh, secure for the company data. Okay, that's some point that I'm discussing now. The educating employers and contract workers. How the company, how we need to be educate the employees, and how we need to be contact the work, these kind of workers. An ongoing security problem for a company is creating and enhancing user awareness of the security policies. Employees and contract workers must be educated about the importance of security so that they will be motivated to understand and follow the security policies. Okay, for example, user must be have the protect an organization in graduating their password to protect against the unauthorized access to their accounts, prohibiting others from using their password. Okay, password security. That's the all user have their own password and they their responsibility to protect the their password. Okay, not the other employee. Secondly, they need to be applying the strict access control, mean to say file, dictionary permission to protect data from disclosure and destruction. That also again creating a applying the strict access control. That means to say file and directory permission to protect data from the disclosures, reporting all unusual activity to the organization's IT security group. And further, if I talk about the reporting all unusual activity to organization IT security group, then taking care to ensure that portable computing and data storage devices are protected. Hundred of thousands of a laptop are stolen, lost per year. Just you need to be take care of your devices whenever you, especially when you are basically in an organization, maybe that's a security you would say, but yeah, when you are that you're going to back to your home and with your devices, that will be a loss on your gunpoint. Okay, that is a something. Then automatically your data will be lost. You need to be take caring to ensure that your portable computing and your data storage devices are protected, and that's all are basically some educating employees and contractor workers. They need to be applying strict access control. They need to be report unusual activity to the organization IT security group when they ever find it. Okay, these are the some basically you can say that's some rules, some ethics to do the work. Okay, now the next thing we are going to be discuss is the preventions. Now, the prevention, if we talk about the prevention concept, there's a no one organization that can ever be completely secure from the attack. Are you agree on this? There's a no one organization, even a big organization and a more secure, no one organization can ever be completely secure from the attack. The key is to implement a layered security solution. Now the thing, every organization basically adopt the uh, to reduce this kind of attack by using the layered security solution. That will be basically make the computer break-in and so difficult that an attacker eventually give up. In a layered solution, if an attacker break through one layers of a security, there is another layer to overcome. If he break the another layer, then the third layer will become. That is basically something that are successful points layered solution, security solution. Though these layers of protecting measuring are explained in more detail in the following section, but the thing is that how we can prevention. The more thing is that nowadays the company are using the layer security solution. They are using one and more thing that to uh, to protect their data and their system, and that the any unauthorized person and the attacker will be come and break their system. Okay, and now we are discussing some protective measurements that is given in our next slides. Look, first of all, we need to be install a corporate uh, firewall. Okay, already we discussed about the firewall. One of our important thing that the most common security precautions mostly organization use for the protection of their system for their data. That's the most common security precautions taken by the businesses nowadays. A firewall stand guard between an organization internal network and the internet, and it will limit the network access based on the organization access policy. How they work basically, firewalls stand a guard, look like a guard between an organization internal network as well as the internet. When anything come in the internet with the help of the internet come in the internal network of a organization, okay, then firewall will be protect, that is a creating a wall that that traffic, that data, that thing will be come in uh, uh, internal network of a company or not. Okay, that is a basically limitize the thing. That will give some alarm, that will be give us some alarm to a security session, security team. Okay, then it will be maybe the, if you are protecting some website that should not be open, then you make a firewall on this kind of website. Okay, that is a limit as the network access based on the organization access policy. So the installing a firewall can be a helpful for the organization. But again, the thing is that again, prevention, I'm talking that no one organization evenly completely secure from the attack, because if we are installing the firewall, with the help of installing the firewall, it can be lead to the another serious security issue. What is this? Now the compliance is that, for example, a firewall cannot prevent a worm from entering the network as an email attachment. If now, if we not open the email, but the email will become in your internal network of our organization, and we are just whenever we will be open our private email, then a worm will be enter attached, then it will be create a harmful for the your system, so that the firewall cannot prevent a worm, okay, worm from entering the network as email attachment. Okay, that is the some top 10 firewall hardware devices that you already may be familiar, like the Bitdefender box, and that I use, I guess, Bitdefender, I use it, and if I talk about the maybe somehow WatchGuard, and yes, Sonic Wall Network, security firewall. That is just some famous that and a Cisco. That is some famous in my, but maybe you already know about these firewall hardware devices that is normally used for the um, people are using for their devices. Okay, it is a top rented firewall, and I'm discussing about the, after that discussing about the second prevention. First is installing a corporate firewall. Now we discuss the second prevention, how we can prevent our system. The second thing is that the intrusion detection system. Intrusion detection system class, it is again one of our IDS, intrusion detection system, IDS, that is a software and or a hardware that monitors system and the network resources and activity, and notify network security personnel when it detects network traffic that attempt to circumvent the security measures of our network computer environment. Now the next figure I will discuss in detail. Again, I'm just going to be repeat some few sentence for you people. It is IDS is a software and a hardware that monitor the system and the network resources. Okay, your system monitor your system and your network resources and your activity. That notify network security personnel when it detects the network traffic that attempt to circumvent the security measures of the network computer environment. Okay, such kind of activity usually maybe the signal and attempt to breach the integrity of system or limit the availability of network resources. Okay, now how they will work? Look there, look this figure. IDS working like the message from the IDS rotate to the network security team. That the message is going. That is a basically device, organization, and region detection system. That is a device that is basically create a signal to the security team and make a access to the enable maybe the create a enable to the harmful worm and any other thing. Now here, internet traffic, look, the organization network router send network traffic to both IDS and a firewall. Now through the internet, now the your traffic, your data, your messages will become and it will be passed out the your IDS system and as well as the organization firewall. That is a firewall. Okay. Now organization network router send the network traffic to both IDS as well as the firewall. Now IDS warn firewall of the suspicious traffic. Network security team and logic in firewall decide what action to take right now, such as a block all traffic from the source of this source of IP address or suspicious traffic, or they need to be allowed. Okay, if they will be allowed, then the this system will be pass out the message to the organization firewall, and organization firewall will be again check it and will decide what action need to be do, that then the traffic will be passed this organization internal network. Okay, that is again firewall plus your IDS system will be protect your vulnerability and creating a um, will be the block the all kind of traffic, all kind of things that will be attack on your system. Okay, it is also IDS. Second, if you are using the IDS system, then it will be again create a um, benefit for the organization. Now, the third thing I'm discussing about the installing the antivirus software on personal computer. We already, I guess, familiar, and many of you are using different type of antivirus software. Antivirus software that should be installed on each user personal computer to scan computer memory, disk drive regularly for the viruses. And antivirus software scan for a specific sequence of bytes known as a virus signature that indicate the presence of a specific virus in your memory, in your hard D, E, C, wherever, in any folder. If it find a virus, then antivirus software inform the user, and it may be a clean that clean some viruses, it delete some viruses or quarantine any file, directories, or a disk affected by the malicious code, that all are basically reporting from the antivirus. And sometimes your window will be corrupt when creating some problem, and antivirus will be delete some important files, but it all are basically affected, and we need to be uh, reinstall our Windows. Okay, that's again the installing the antivirus software on a personal computer. It is also a third step to how we can uh, make establishing security policy. And look, there some most popular antivirus, and I guess the metric that I use, yes, and I was and MACD, AVG, and maybe I had no idea about the Panda, but Bitdefender, yes. It is a 4 to 5 software antivirus that are already installed on my system. Maybe you all are, know about these antiviruses. Now they implement safeguarding against the attack by the malicious. Now implementing safeguard against the attack by the malicious. First thing is that malicious that will become your insider attack. Insider user account that remains active. Again, organization, also the management, define the employee's role carefully. They need to be checked carefully. They need to be, they all are responsible of their system, their tasks, their devices security. Now, defending against the cyber terrorism, in case of cyber terrorism, organization need to be aware of the approach available to us. Indian government computer system and work with the industry and state, local, tribal, and the territorial government to secure critical infrastructures and information system that all are basically defense against cyber terrorism. Now, the critical infrastructure, if we talk about the telecommunication, energy, banking, finance, water government, operations, emergency services, that our specific target might be including telephone switching system. That's all are control their system, want to save their system, but successfully cyber attack uh, are targeting and disruption their system. So the some computer security experts believe that cyber terrorism attack could be used to create further problem following to a major act of terrorism by reducing the ability of a fire and emergency team to respond. Okay. Now addressing the most critical internet security threat. Normally, majority now assessing the most critical internet security threat. If we talk about the overall overwhelming majority of a successful computer attack take advantage of well-known vulnerability computer attacks now that many organizations are slow to fix problem which make scanning the internet for vulnerable system an effective attack strategy. The companies have no possible, uh, you know, policy and computer attacker familiar about many organizations are slow to fix the problem, so they are make a scanning the internet vulnerability system and effectively attack strategy, and they will be attack on a system. Okay. Now the conduct periodic IT security audit for the purpose of this, what the company need to be do. Company need to be do the conducting periodic IT security audit. Mean to say company that's another important prevention tool that company audit their evaluate whether an organization has a well considered security policy or not. For example, if a policy is that all users must be change their password every 30 days, the audit must be checked how well that policy is being implemented. That is the one point. If every that's the company policy, they need to be changed their password uh, after 30 days. That other report, other people are just make sure that people are users are doing this or not. Okay. And the second thing is that again penetration test, because sometimes some organization will perform their penetration test and the penetration test for the defense This entitled that assigning the individual to try to break through the measuring and identifying the vulnerability that still need to be addressed or not. Mean to say, behalf of you, your own organization employees are basically just take a penetration test and you are familiar. You have a get the after this test you need to get a knowledge that like the unique approaches to testing security measures. Some people are basically doing this kind of job. They are penetrate penetration test of their all devices that our device is maybe the face vulnerability attack or not. Now the talk about the detection. Even when the prevention measures are implemented, no organization is completely secure from the determined attack. Again, concept. Thus, the organization should implement detection system to catch the intruders in the act. Organization often employ to the intrusions detection system to minimize the impact of intruders. For the finally, the basically organization just the detect the system how they can be preventive measures. And when the system will be detected, this kind of that's a list of the vulnerability that is a weakness of the system. Then further thing is that how we can minimize these weaknesses and how we can minimize the and broader the people who are going to be attacked. Okay. Response is that the organization should be prepared for the worst successful attacker that defeat all or a sum of the system, defensive and damages data and information system. Response plan should be developed. Just response plan should be developed well in advance for any incident and be approved by the both the organization, legal department, and senior management. A well-developed response plan help keep an incident under technical and emotional control. We have already a uh, basically a plan. If this kind of problem will be occur, this kind of attack will be occur, then how we will solve this problem. Okay, that's a well-developed response plan should be already you need to be a technically and emotionally control it. Okay, incident notification and now thing is that how we can control these kind of things. First, normally different like incident notification. If the key element of a response plan is to define who to notify and who not to be notified. This if the problem will be occur. Okay, it is a basically some policies behalf of a company that how we can if the incident will be occur then how we will what will be the company action. Questions to cover the include the following within the company who need to be notified and what information does each person need to be have under what condition should the company contact major customer and supplier and how they will do work for the next time. Okay, that's all are basically incident notification when the notification will be occurred, then the company quickly contain the attack. Uh, how we can do this, and we are just making a policy how we can protect ourselves. Then the second is a protection of evidence and activity logs that are complete picture and detailed documents that you need to say uh, when the security incident will be occur and how it will be resolved with a documentation that capture the valuable incident eradication and follow up the phases and providing a helpful material, complete material, okay, evidence. And the incident containment, it is a simply sometimes we say that's a quick to contain and attack and to keep a bad situation from the company even worse. But uh, this kind of thing, response plan should be clearly defined to process for deciding if an attack is dangerously enough to warrant shutting down or disconnecting the critical system from the network, then how much decision are the made, how fast they will be made, and how and who make them all the element of effective response plan. Who will the responsible plan and how we can make our system successful. Okay, it is a incident containment, how we can control our system, and further points are yes, eradication and incident follow-up. Now, eradication, just wait, yes, eradication that before the IT security group began the eradication effort, it must be collect and log all possible criminal evidence from the system and then verifying that all necessary backup are current, complete, and free of any viruses. Creating a forensic disk image of each compromised system on writing only media. Both the latest study as evidence can be very useful. Now, eradication does simply company need to be secure a backup in case of any problem. Incident follow-up, if we talk about, of course, an essential part of a follow-up is to determine how the organization's security was compromised so that it does not be happen again. Often the fix is as simple to getting a software patch from the product product vendor. However, it is important to look the deeper than the immediate fix to discover why the incident occur, why the incident will be occur, and how we can immediately fix it. Okay, we need to discover it, but uh, first thing is that we need to follow the some step that called the incident follow-up step. Okay, here the some step that we need to be carry on. And yes, in the next slide, look the key element of a formal incident follow-up. These are some points, student. That's key element of a formal incident report, including the that is a form of a report that including following like we need to be IP address and the name of a host computer that involved in a vulnerability attack. Okay, and date and time. Obviously, बात है date and time when the incident will be discovered, the length of incident, how the incident will be discovered, method used to gain access the host computer. Okay, and overall impact of a business, the number of hours the system was down. However, the data is considered to be personal, private, and confidential. Loss of data damage, how much the loss, estimate the total monetary damages from the incident. Monetary mean to say your financial, okay? And a detailed chronological of all events associated with the incident. That is some step we need to be followed and give the answer of these points. That's a key element and make a whole case. Okay, that's the representing the whole case of the incident. The attacker will be attack on our system. Okay, it is a giving a true story about the problem that will be occurred. Now I'm talking about the computer forensics. Computer forensics is basically a discipline that combines the element of law and computer science to identify, collect, examine, and preserve data from the computer system, networks, and storage devices in manner to that preserves the integrity of data gathered so that it be admissible as evidence in court of law. That's the simple meaning. Computer forensics is a that just basically a material that is providing to court. If the attack will become and you want to go in a according to the Federal Law Act, you are want to sue it, your prosecutions normally if you do the any third party and you have a problem and you are going to be against and against of any party, you any attacker, then you need to be basically fulfill some code formalities where which law and computer sciences mean to say how the data will be collected. You need to be examined, preserve the data from computer system, networks, storage devices, all these things you need to be provided to the court, and court will be do some actions and give the penalty of the people. Okay, it is a basically special thing, special concern where the computer forensic just for using for the investigation and maybe open to response for the criminal investigation. You can say normal civil litigation. Okay, it may also be a learned to a variety of the reason, for example, to trace step taken when the data has been lost. Assess damage following are a computer incident that investigate unauthorized disclosure of person. And sometimes company are basically making a look like your NAB, your GI, as you mean to say politically, if the problem is occurring, then we make a some joint commission, joint information security system center that will creating up basically providing a complete picture of the problem and take a good decision. That is a just formality of a court of law that is basically using some data, some evidence, and of behalf of the computer system, the company that will be providing all these legal formalities, and the court will be take a decisions. Okay, that is the computer forensics, and right now the session is going to be end. Hope so. You will be understand and take care. Allah Hafiz.